I think it was the owner for Udinese. He's part of the problem because what was his comments? Oh, it was just like 2 or 3 people. It's like, no, fuck off. It was a group of people in the curva, not saying it was the whole curva, and it wasn't the whole
Right.
crowd. It was not the whole crowd, but it was a group of people. Don't just say it's 2 or 3 people and try to downplay this thing.
Moving on from excellence to idiocy. So the Udinese Milan game was interrupted for roughly 5 minutes or so as a result of what turned out to be racist chants from one, maybe more than one Udinese ultra in the direction of Mike Maignan. Maignan heard it, was shouting to his bench that it was going on, and then later went up to the referee and was explaining after the Loftus-Cheek goal, was going up to the referee and was explaining that it was going on. The game was going on. Nothing was being done about it. So then on one of the next stoppages, Maignan just said, I'm walking off the pitch. I'm not playing. And you scenes of him taking his gloves off, heading to the dressing room. Teo, trying to run him down, trying to find out what's going on. The Milan players were leaving with him in solidarity, which was a great sight to see. And I think the Udinese players, started to get in that direction too. And then the consensus came. I don't know exactly the words that were all exchanged between the players, but I would imagine the consensus was, look, don't let those guys get the better of you. Let's get back out here and play this game. And let's let authorities figure out who it is so that you'll never be at a football match again. It continues to be disgusting that we have to deal with these kind of things and that these things still turn up at football matches, especially on the peninsula.
Yeah, I'm getting tired of talking about it. It's a recurring thing, and I've lost all hope in the FIGC. So the one game, banned behind closed doors, whatever. I never expected anything better from them. My great disappointment is, and I think Maignan kind of touched upon it, was that the teams need to do better.
Mm-hmm.
Why is the racism handled so well, at least better than it is in England, or better than Italy? Because in England, the teams take it seriously and they ban people for life, multiple people. The owner for, I think it was the owner for Udinese, he's part of the problem because what was his comments? Oh, it was just like 2 or 3 people. It's like, no, fuck off. It was a group of people in the curva, not saying it was the whole curva, and it wasn't the whole
Right.
crowd. It was not the whole crowd, but it was a group of people. Don't just say it's 2 or 3 people and try to downplay this thing. Udinese also on their Twitter, instead of saying, "Oh, stoppage of play because of a racist incident," which would have been perfect, what you would have said there, call it out to everybody. They said, "Oh, it's just stoppage of play. That's all it is for 5 minutes." That's all it said. It's like Udinese are culpable of this. Every team in Serie A is culpable of this. There have been teams that have been on the forefront of it, but every team has these issues with their fans. And I'm getting tired of it, and you have to screw the league because the league's not gonna do shit. They're a bunch of old boys who just don't know how to change. They're never going to get it unless you swap out the old and bring in some new bodies in there. But the teams have to do better. They have to start enforcing these things. As they do in England, you do multiple. Just take all the footage. There's so much camera footage these days. How can you not spot How can you not spot it? With all the phones, all the cameras in the stadium. Can you not spot this out? And I'm also tired of these groups like, and I'm gonna call it Inter in this one, but it's every team has this, where the Inter ultras are like, oh, you don't understand us. We're just chastising the opponents. No, you're fucking being racist. That's what it is. So shut the fuck up. And I'm tired of this shit. And they need to ban all these motherfuckers. And that's always gonna teach them. Ban them all in group forever and let them learn their lesson. Yeah, they'll probably find a way to sneak in, so be it. But you keep finding a way to ban them. This has worked very well in England. And I'm sure Apex and Uncle Sharm, if he was on, he would tell you as well. Italy has a long way to go, and it's the only way they can have any kind of movement on this needle is if they start doing that. The teams individually, screw the league. The league is lost. They're
Yeah.
a joke. They're a joke. So I'm just pissed off with this whole thing. Honestly, I'm just tired of it. Not
You're
just 'cause
fired
it's
up,
Milan.
man.
I'm just fired up.
So I'm with you. The teams need to take responsibility and do something. So the punishment is that they identified one fan banned for life, and then they have asked Udinese their next home match they have to play it behind closed doors, no fans. Coming back to you don't understand us, this that sort of thing. I said even if you're trying to be funny, or if you're trying to be humorous, if you're trying to have some kind of sarcasm, or if it's a slapstick thing that you're trying to attempt, okay, what you're basically doing, is the equivalent of going to an airport, getting ready to board a flight, and getting ready to go through the TSA and telling a security guard that you're carrying an explosive. Okay, I mean, that's really what it is. You're gonna create it's gonna create an uproar. Okay. How do you feel about the punishment that's been meted out? I think the fan got what he deserved. But Udinese just having to do one game behind closed doors. What did you think of that?
It's hard because two things. One, you don't want to punish the team because the team didn't do anything. I mean, they should have done more. The team, not the players, but the team could have done more, but the players did nothing wrong, right? The players did nothing wrong, and to their credit, they did come off the pitch with Milan, eventually, and they kind of sat in solidarity with them. And two, you don't want to punish the fans necessarily because there were a lot of fans that didn't do anything there. They were just cheering their home team. So one game behind closed doors is fine. I think what a proper league should do is fine the club. Make it hurt there because the club again needs to put more pressure and handle more of this stuff. Yes, they're gonna ultimately say no, it's the league that should be doing something, but no, it's like the team. You handle your resources. If you want a CYA, making sure that your product is the best that it can be. You go out and you find these culprits. I can't imagine it's only one person. It's got to be a group of people. You find all of them and you ban them. Set the tone. Every team needs to do this, not just Udinese. And Udinese is not a fault. I mean, they have some great fans, but it's what the league did. It is what it is. I don't know what more they could have done, again, because I don't want to be punishing people who don't deserve it, like the players and the fans. But the team needs to step up and do more. And banning the one person for their life, that's the start. There's got to be a lot more. I would rather them say they banned 50 people or something like that, or 25 people, whatever the number was. I don't know what the number was, and ban those people for life. And it has to be consistent through every team, everywhere,
Sure.
in city. Yeah. So and Italy in general.
So you have a lot of my ideas here. I mean, the one game behind closed doors. Okay, I think that fans will ultimately be able to live with it. I mean, I worry, no, I shouldn't say worry. The kid that's been an Udinese supporter, and that next home game was supposed to be the first game he was going to go to with his dad, and now can't go because of the behavior of some idiots.
Exactly.
It's like it's like the teacher making the whole class stay in from recess because one kid was an asshole. Okay, it's pretty much what this is.
Yeah.
So, I can accept it. I'm with you though that I think punishing the club in some fashion via a fine. And if you're supporting a club and you're passionate about a club, you don't want to see them get fined.
No.
Okay. Maybe set limits on transfers, dock points, something that is going to get the attention of the fans. I mean, if you want to support your team, in an Udinese's case, if you don't want them to get relegated, then don't go engaging in racist behavior that will ultimately be reviewed and say, okay, the club is being docked 3 points because their fans can't stay under control.
And now the argument will always be, and it has been in the past when that's been brought up, is that the opposition fans were gonna dress up in uniform of the opposition and start doing the chants so that the other teams.
It's a slippery slope.
It's a slippery slope. And that's why I think a heavy fine to the team will force the team to say, you know what, we're gonna be on the forefront of this and start banning people. That's the best way to do it because we don't want to get fined ourselves. And so it's a watchful process between the league and the teams. It's like I said, to me from the outside looking into the Premier League, this is one thing they do exceptional compared to Serie A, and I think we need to take note of that. I know a friend of ours, Bag Full of Toffee, talk about Everton doing the same thing and how Milan kind of supported them in 2019 or something like that.
Yeah.
And so England does this well. We need to improve in this. And like Vincent says, it's 2024. We shouldn't be having to talk about this, but we are.
Your lights went out.
Yeah, I know. It's just I'm setting the mood. I'm dark. I'm dark tonight, man.
Not sure about the choice of words considering the topic that we're on.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
So, anyway, you know, but then as we continue to have these incidents, there's a part of me that just believes that nobody's going to have the right answer for everybody. You know, you're going to do something, but somebody is still not going to be satisfied.
Yep.
You know, that's the other part of this. People need to be forced to learn why racism is bad in addition to the lifetime ban.
Yeah.
I'm old, just Mr. Mackey from South Park all of a sudden. Racism is bad. Okay.
So Apex says, look, in Premier League, they do everything so quickly that after the game, when the incident has occurred, they even send those to people to jail for some time. Like, in Premier League, they act quickly. And Serie A is just like, we'll get to it eventually. We're in a siesta right now,
I mean, mandatory class sessions or some sort of sensitivity training.
Do you have faith in the country or the league that they would do that?
No, absolutely not.
It's a great idea, but I don't think that the league has the backbone, the spine to do something like that.
Right.
It's a great idea.
Agree. I agree. So I don't see. Well, it's a good idea. I just don't see it happening.
Yeah.
But I don't think at the same time, I don't think anyone is ever going to have the perfect answer for the problem.
No.
You're always going to have somebody try to do something, but I mean, will it be enough? Becomes the question. So,
yeah,
it's one that we're going to continue to fight. Unfortunately, I mean, the Udinese, there's a general manager, and I can't remember. Was it Balzaretti? Was that who it was? Was his name? Had a statement after the game, so at least. You got to give him some credit for trying to get in front of it.
But he's the one. I think he's the one who said it was 2 or 3 people, and I'm like, you have to be more choiceful in your words and what you say. What he said could have been better. What the club did, with social media could have been better.
That part, yeah.
But I do like that he went out and said something. That how long have we seen that in the past with with Cagliari incidents or whatever? In any incidents you want to talk about in the past, it just usually took a time for the club officially, notified or said something about it. So Udinese did try to do something on the positive about that, but it was not enough in my opinion.
Agreed. Well, until the next one comes up, right?
Yeah.
So